Okay guys, so now we're going to talk about how we can determine what we need to risk per trade based on our back testing results to start out with. So this is going to give us a rough draft of what we should be risking per trade based around your personal risk tolerance. Again, I have to reiterate, this is not me telling you how much to risk per trade. You need to risk an amount you're comfortable with based on your own knowledge, your own back testing, and your own comfort level. And another thing that I need to mention is that this is only data through 2018 here on our date section. All we have is 2018's tested data, which is nowhere near enough to get the potential maximum drawdown for a specific strategy. Of course, we would need a massive amount of trades in order to actually get this maximum drawdown or potential maximum drawdown. So keep that in mind as we go through here, but this is just going to give you an example of how you can use your backtesting results in order to determine a rough draft of what you need to be risking per trade. So if you'll look right here in our risk per trade section, and also at the same time be looking over here at our max drawdown as well, what we need to do is come up with a max drawdown that we're comfortable with based around our back testing results at first. And this is going to give us a rough draft of what we need to be risking. So how we do that is just by trading this risk per position. Let's say we have a 5% maximum drawdown, or this is almost a 6% maximum drawdown, and that's not something we're comfortable with. Well, if you're not comfortable with that 6% max drawdown, then you'll need to risk less per trade in order to get that maximum drawdown lower, because the amount of trades we win and lose is not going to change. Once we have our backtesting results in based on the rules of our trading strategy, the amount of trades we lose in a row or the amount of trades we lose and win won't change at all. The only thing that we can control is the amount that we risk per trade. So if your risk per trade is at 2% and you have a max drawdown of 6 that you want to get less, what do you think we have to do to this risk per position? We have to shrink it, right? We have to make it smaller. So what we would start out doing is maybe a 1.5% risk per trade, which brings our max drawdown down to 4.48%. And the lower we go with this risk per position, guys, all the way down to 1%, then our max drawdown gets smaller, and also our percentage gain gets smaller as well. But what you need to focus on here at the beginning of your trading career is definitely going to be max drawdown. Don't worry so much about this column. What I see a lot of traders do is become obsessed with their total percentage gain, when in reality, your main goal as a beginner is just to not lose money. And that's what we're trying to get you to, is a point of profitability, a point of actually being able to go from 0% to a positive return at the end of the year without either getting too emotionally unstable to continue trading the strategy or losing the entire account balance. And those two things are going to be determined by your amount of risk per trade and by your risk management plan. That's why this risk management plan section is going to be an extremely important section in your trading plan. So once you have your back testing results, this is how you'll initially create your risk per position plan, is by coming here with those back testing results in here in your spreadsheet, and then changing this risk per position to a number that creates a max drawdown you're comfortable with. Now, when you're doing this, make sure that your trades are in the correct ascending order from the first date of the trade you recorded to the last date of the trade you recorded. This is going to give you a more accurate reading of maximum drawdown. And that's the really simple way to determine what your risk per position should be, using the spreadsheet that you've already downloaded. So in doing so, once you have back tested a number of trades that you're comfortable with throughout the pairs that you have decided to trade with, you should be able to come up with a proper risk management plan based on those results. And directly after this, we're going to create an entire trading plan around this pullback strategy. Then we'll jump into some demo trading with the pullback strategy. And after that, guys, it's off to the races. And it's up to you to determine whenever you're comfortable trading live. So let's go ahead and jump into the next video, where we will get into the exciting process of actually creating an entire trading plan around everything you've learned so far here in the transition course. I'll see you guys in that next video.